Check it out, guys. Right here in front of me, we have the new Corvette ZR1X. This is my first time actually seeing the ZR1X in person. It looks really cool with the orange. You know, I'm a big fan of orange cars. I've had a few over the years, and this one looks pretty good. Looking down, we have the carbon fiber extensions for the aero of the vehicle. But one thing I'm very excited about is that brand new interior. You can see it's got tons of carbon fiber up top. So with my Corvette Z06, it had the older interior, right, from 2020 to 2025. But this interior, if I can get the camera to zoom right about there, you can see all the carbon fiber above the steering wheel and then on that center section. But no longer do you have those center buttons for the climate control and more. It's all deleted now. I was going to say scrolling down, but looking down below, we have the X logo at the end, and then the tons of carbon fiber, right, for like the intake systems right here on the boomerang, plus the ZR1 dedicated and ZR1X dedicated side extended intake right there. When the Z06 came out, it was interesting because we had that extension right here, right? We weren't quite sure what was that going to be used for. It was just for the design. It looked good for the design, of course, right? But now everything is coming together, right, so beautifully. Looking to the right, we still have the Michelin Pilot Sport Cut 2R tires. These are insane. The Corvette forged wheels. These are super wide, so 345s out back, 25 sidewall, and 21-inch tall wheels. You have the extended rear wing right here. That is with the ZTK-Track package for the ZR1 and ZR1X. It's neat that they actually did make this a dedicated variant of the ZR1 because it looks just like the ZR1, right? But then you're throwing on those E-Ray upgrades with the front axle, with the front disconnected front drive unit that's fully electric, because the battery systems are right there in the middle. So in terms of weight distribution, maybe that makes it closer to be more equal front to back because they're adding more weight up front. This is an interesting angle because if I look closely down below, we have the biggest Corvette brakes ever. And I believe, if I recall correctly, are they Alcon? Yes, they are. Alcons, and then piston total count goes from 6 piston to, I believe, 10 piston carbon ceramics. That is huge. Well, what other, supercar runs 10 piston brakes? Even my McLaren 750 runs 6 pistons up front, right? And Alcon, you know this brand if you're a fan of racing, because all the race cars really in IMSA and more are running Alcons. I remember watching the GT3R or the Z06R at the track Daytona. The same track. I was there when they filmed the F1 movie, and they had the Z06 GT3R there, and it was running Alcon brakes, and I was actually looking at it, and I was going, okay, I want to try to see if I can put that on my Z06. That would be really, really cool to think about. I mean, first impressions, seeing the ZR1X, I'm excited about it. This is going to be cool in the convertible, as we can see here. Obviously, it's going to be even heavier, right? ZR1 Coupe would be the lightest. ZR1X would be heavier. In the convertible, add another 100 pounds on top, or whatever the difference is between the non-battery equipped ZR1 and then the battery equipped ZR1X. So just going to keep climbing in weight. I think probably 100 pounds or so. That's just my initial guess for the weight of this vehicle right here. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. How much do you think this does weigh? The orange stitching is really cool actually to see in person. And then they've completely, actually they still have the cup holders, but they don't have that lid that closes it on top. That's right. For some weird reason I thought they deleted it, but they deleted the lid that seals it. But I think overall it looks much more ergonomic. Now on the left side, you have a third screen, which will probably have like your settings, your traction control, and more on the left side, similar to the other GM dedicated products on the market. With the ZTK track package, you are getting that 1,200 pounds of downforce at or near its top speed. Top speed for the motor itself up front, well, it turns off at like 160. So when you compare this to a ZR1, It's going to accelerate much faster out of the dig, of the apex of a corner, because it's an all-wheel drive Corvette. But then at 160, this whole front propulsion system is just going to disengage. So you're back to having a ZR1. The same thing happens with the Corvette E-Ray. If you have an E-Ray and you go 160 miles, 150 or 160 miles an hour, that front drive propulsion system turns off, and then you're back to having a 495 horsepower Corvette Stingray with the wide body kit. It was funny because during testing, everyone noticed these vertical lines for the radiator system up front, and it's a telltale indicator for the E-Power, the hybrid Corvette, like the E-Ray. So everyone knew, okay, we're gonna have this version of the ZR1, but we thought it was gonna be called a Zora. But nope, it's called the ZR1X. Behind me is that new Roswell green version of the Corvette Z06. In front of me, the ZR1X. It looks pretty cool. I will admit, it is darker of a green than I thought it would be. I would say if you were to get a ZR1 or ZR1X and you saw the green, it would be neat, but I don't know. I think I would kind of like it to be more neonish, even darker. But it does have flake. Look at that. I didn't realize it had metallic flakes in it. I think it's good. You know, I'm not seeing it in the sunlight. I'm only seeing it inside this building right here. So it's hard to really judge the paint job for the vehicle itself. But, oh yeah, the carbon fiber wheels. Remember these guys? With my Corvette Z06, we had a few hiccups with these wheels. It was like we're like the first to get the car, right? So changing these wheels out was extremely hard because no dealer wanted to touch them. They were making me sign like papers almost to say we're not liable if we damage your carbon fiber wheels during that changing process. That was an interesting time. Over the years, when I first got into the C8 Corvettes, right, I bought a 2020 Stingray. I ended up buying the C8R. I bought the C8 Z06. All these colors were incredible, but I always had flat paint versions, and I wanted Chevy to make it green because I got into the exotic supercar world and got the McLaren 600LT and more, and all those brands have these incredibly vibrant Skittles-looking colors, right? Corvette didn't. They always had these subdued colors, and I would almost commentate at times that it's kind of like they want to play it safe. Now, it looks like they're starting to be more bold. This whole entire platform, this chassis, is an example of them becoming bold, right? Switching to a mid-engine setup from the front to the back, right? The engine is right, not here, that'll be rear engine. It's right here, in front of those rear wheels.
That's why I went to this, because I had like a backpack that I use, but it's like I would hate to have to. Can me up? Messing with grabbing something else that's not right there.
You have no bag with you right now, right? Just two cameras?
No, just two. Yeah, I keep all my bags in the car. And so if I'm gonna shoot panning, then I just have like two zooms. And if I figure on it really close, like something wide, and I got some different details.
I got one lens up.
Catch him in that. I think you catch him in that. I could sense
Okay guys, well, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, click the like button, help me out, and subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a new video coming out. Subscribe guys, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.